Hi everyone, thanks once again for joining us on our YouTube channel. As always, I've got very important information for you. Here we are at the farm. The rainy season have started. It's a matter of preparing for the dry spell. As you can see, we are making our rations because for us we are totally now on zero grazing, as I told you earlier. So now I'm testing different rations to see which will work better. What we have decided, we are grouping our animals into a group of 10-10. So that we can see now, like this is a concentrate, which I saw Hamis Semanda talking about, is from Abaho. I have another concentrate there. And again, we are making our own rations from our own local materials. So whatever you are seeing here, we are going to feed it to our animals. We are super excited. We got our new genetics from Cliff Creek. That's from South Africa. The red color is here. I'm going to be showing it to you. And there we are wilting our alfalfa. Because this is a very good source of protein and a very good high quality hay. So whatever you are doing, we shall be sharing with you what we are doing, so you can also learn from us, and I'll be giving the best out of whatever I'm trying to research about.
Yes, before showing you anything else, let me first show you what I got from South Africa. This is our pure buck. This guy is 9 months old. Maybe 9 months on the 15th of last month. And those are our nannies. They are also going to make, they also made 9 months on the 13th, so they are 2 days older than the buck. But you can look at the body score and the quality of high quality genetics. Let me also take this opportunity to thank Mr. Kenneth of Sinza Farm or Sinza Breeding Farm for sourcing and for helping me to go to South Africa and learn more. What I'll be sharing with you in this video, what I learned about the nutrition, everything. Thanks so much, Mr. Kenneth. So this is our doper sheep. This is the mare that we managed to get from South Africa, so that we can start to cross with our locals and some of the already crossed ones from Kenya, which I got from Kenya, and also got a Savannah buck. So this is our Savannah buck that we got from South Africa. The guy is around 9 months or so. We can look at the body score, the size, the genetics, where we sourced that guy from. Everything is wonderful and excellent and very good. So we hope to succeed. We shall be improving what we have already into existence. We shall keep on improving it step by step, but using very good and very nice bucks. So far I've been testing what I've showed at the beginning of the video. Our animals are so chaotic, as you will see in the middle of this video, because I tried to connect different portions of the video so that we can see what we have. So you can look at, this is what we have at the farm right as of now. But before achieving this, how did we come up with what we have? Whatever you are seeing in the video right now, this is a mixture of Cross Guyana, Sambora Carrier, Alfalfa. There is maize bran, there is broken maize, there is sunflower, there is some cotton seed cake, and we also have some mineral salts, like for me I used Plymolic. So whatever you're seeing us mixing is a combination of all that. That's what we have been trying to feed our animals, so that we can improve on the body condition score of the animals, as you'll be seeing in the video. So whatever you're seeing there is what we're trying to use, so that we can at least improve on our animals' diet and to see how they'll be performing with time. So dear farmers, I'll be showing my formulas that I'm using. As I have told you, we have Cross Guyana, as you can see. That is hay. So it is crushed in our machine, as I showed you in the previous videos, to reduce on the wastage, and at the same time to increase absorption, because digestion will be so easy in the stomach. So we also put, like in 100 kilograms, we put there half a kilogram, sometimes a kilogram of salt, besides the mineral salts of the animals. So that's what we are doing. But after serving the combination of what we have seen, the water consumption rate of animals increased. But before going beyond that, look at the body score of our animals. It is not good, as you have seen in the previous stage, and as you will be seeing in future. So what do? You have to increase on the energy. So 40%, first of all, is hay. It can be alfalfa hay, it can be Cross Guyana hay, any type of hay which you have. It can be alfalfa, it can be cross garnet, it can be bracharia, it can be Mombasa grass, it can be rice straws, anything to do with hay. Then we put there maize bran 55 kgs, and then we also put there like 20 kgs or 25, but I recommend you to go with 25 kgs of broken maize. Then you have to put there like cotton. For the sake of cotton, you put there 12 kgs. Then sunflower put there 8 kgs. Then for the sake of soya, you put there 5 kgs. In total, those are 97 kgs. Then you should also include the milk salts. The milk salts like the Prime Leak, you can use Mac Leak Plus, or you can use 3 kgs of KDC if you can access that. So that's a total of 100%. And also if you want, you can put like 1 kg of salt, the usual salt that we eat, so that it can become tasty for this animal. After feeding that to those animals, trust me, dear fellow farmers, they will consume a lot of water. By the time I made this video, it was around March. Yes, I believe around March. But by now, in my next video, I will show you how our goats look like after putting them on that kind of feeding. Again, I have another formula, dear fellow farmers, which I want to share with you. And this formula is a bit expensive, not so much expensive. But what I want you to know, dear fellow farmers, high productivity doesn't mean profitability. Let us try to understand that. High productivity doesn't mean profitability. So we have to balance between profitability and productivity. So you balance between what you invest in and so if you have your animals and you can let them go on free range, so let's say we put them on semi-intensive system of grazing, that is very much better. Because like for my case, having this kind of animals which are fully on zero grazing, it is quite expensive and hectic in the beginning or even in the long run, but still this is all I have, and from these ones I have to improve them so that I can get what I want. So whenever I look at this kind of animals, I know what I want. So look at the body score, look at the rough haircut, look at how they look like, because 2 days from today I'll be uploading the latest videos, 2 latest videos of how my animals look like. Just trust me, those formulas do work. Let me show you another formula. Let me share with you another formula that I want you to see. Like for the producing animals, we'll give them something else. For the kids, almost the same as the one of the producing animals. Then we have for the producing animals and for the kids. And again, I have another formula for the maintenance. In case they are not producing or they are not kids, they are mature or they have finished your breeding season, because it is the same formula. You can use it when you're preparing your animals for starting the breeding season. Again, for steaming up, at the same time for the kids, because they need more protein, during that process. So for the producing of the kids, you get 40% roughage. When you talk about roughage, it's like hay. In a kind of hay, you can have cross Ghana hay, you can have bracharia hay, you can have chuku grass or Mombasa grass, any kind of hay that you can access at your farm. So you can use alfalfa. Alfalfa is hay, dear fellow farmers. I'm criticizing this and I'm so much on this kind of point. Alfalfa is hay with high protein content. Please, dear fellow farmers, try to understand me when it comes to the nutrition of these animals. Don't care so much about what I'm showing you in the video. That will be like evidence. Those who have visited us within this day can tell. So you can even see the farm had not yet partitioned it as it is now. So I've been using my old phone to get these videos. Now I'm uploading them. So dear fellow farmers, don't use alfalfa as your source of protein or the base of protein in your rations, whatever you are trying to ration or to mix to feed your animals. Dear fellow farmers, please try to understand me on this point. It's a very crucial, very crucial point to understand when it comes to the feeding of these small ruminants. Alfalfa is the queen of protein. but still alfalfa is hay. It's like any kind of roughage. Okay, so alfalfa is hay with high protein content, but don't use it as the base of your protein when you're mixing your feeds for your animals, even if you're on total on zero grazing, or even if you are on semi-intensive and want to provide a good source of protein for your animals, because protein are building feeds in these animals. So dear farmers, 40% roughage, you have said any kind of hay. Even if you have your local hay, any kind of hay which can be eaten by these animals, it will work. But Rusan is the best. Alfalfa is the best. But in the ration, you're using that as like any roughage, any kind of hay. I'm stuck on that point so that you can understand where we go wrong. Because I used to have alfalfa, I mix it with chloris, then I know I have hay like chloris because it has more carbohydrates. I used to think I'm balancing between energy and protein, which is more necessary. So in this case, dear fellow farmers, try to understand this nutritional part. Alfalfa is hay with high protein content, but not the base of protein content in my ration to get a better changes in your animal. So 40% shall be alfalfa. If you have it, it can be cross Ghana, it can be Bracharia morato, it can be chuku grass, any kind of hay. Even if you have your local grasses which are eaten by the animals, like the chuchu, it will still work. Then 40% energy, because this is 40% roughage, any kind of hay. Now 40% energy. So when we talk about energy, the feeds which can give energy, you can use maize, broken maize. That's the best source of energy. We have wheat, okay, and then maize bran. We know that maize is the best, but you can even use maize bran in 40%. So if you have got your alfalfa, you've crushed it, even if you have fed it 40 kgs, if you're mixing like 100 kgs, then you can use maize bran. It's a good source of energy, we know that. If you can't afford the broken, but if you can afford broken and you have grown it, or you have it, or you have managed to get when the prices are so low, the way I did for me, I'll show you a video. I couldn't grow each and everything at the farm. And as I told you earlier, for me, I don't grow annual crops, which stay for 1 year. No, I grow those ones which I can cut and they grow back for more than 2 years, 3 or 5. So that I don't keep on buying the seeds over and over again. So when it comes to energy, 40% roughage, 40% energy. We have said in the energy, we have maize, wheat bran, or maize bran, or anything. Rice bran is not so good energy, but at times when if it's cheap, because we have said we have to balance between productivity and profitability. So you have to balance. If you can manage to get maize, 40%, say 40 kgs of energy sources like maize, 40 kgs, you mix it with any kind of but maize in broken form. And again, the fellow farmer, before I proceed, if you are introducing this kind of maize to animals, don't just give them at once. They may bloat, you may face a lot of challenge. Introduce little. Say you have 10 goats, you can give like 2 kgs or 1 kg in the start, the first 4 days. Then the next week you increase to 2 kgs, right? By the end they can eat like a quarter. After 1 month, when the stomach is that, then you can give them like half a kg. If you are trying to bring them up back to the normal, like the way you can see mine, they are not in good shape, but they have shed off all that bad hair coat. They have come back. So not all bad hair coats means the worms. At times it's nutrition. So dear fellow farmers, as I've said, 40% roughage, any kind of hay, 40% energy. You can use maize, wheat, or maize bran. That's already 80%. So 8% molasses, liquid molasses, if you can have those one. Molasses, because it's a very good source of energy. We know what is in molasses. It's a very, very good source of energy. Then we shall go to 10% protein concentrate. This is where the problem comes in. You can see we have used the alfalfa up, then 40% hay, 40% energy source, 8% molasses. Now you have gone to 10% protein concentrate. don't go mad when you hear the concept, protein concept. What do we need exactly? All we need in this part, dear fellow farmers, is a bypass protein. Bypass, as you can see, bypass, which can easily be absorbed within the body. It's a bypass protein. So we have examples of soya. That's why you saw me, I try to grow some soya. In fact, we are harvesting our soya right now. I captured these videos, then I did not use any voice in them. Now I'm trying to put in the voice to explain to you what I did, because I wanted to have an example of what you can see before introducing what I've been feeding these animals. So bypass protein, 10% bypass protein. So we have said we have soya cake, you can have cotton cake, you can use those ones, you can use a soya cake or cotton cake, even others which have good source of protein but in the form of cake. And then 2% mineral salts, any kind of mineral salt. You can still use the other milk salt they can serve, because when I went there I learned a lot. Then I came back here, I tried to realize what can I use which can be almost the same like what those people use, because if we are to buy concentrate from outside, maybe we could import them, it's quite expensive for us, low income earners. But again, I'm still trying to find ways how we can make our animals look much better. Those are our doper sheep. We started those 6, but like now we had a dawn. You will see the size. You can look at them right now, but you will see the size in the coming video. They have increased here. They have changed a lot, and I will also show you how we are feeding them. Okay. So dear fellow farmers, we have said 40% roughage, 40% energy. We have said roughage, hay, any kind of hay, energy like maize, broken or wheat or maize bran, 8% molasses, a very good source of energy, 10% protein. You can see now what's in here. Energy, there's energy in a chloris or bracharia or what, but again there are other sources. Molasses is using as the source of energy in the formulation. So they are protein concept. Soya is used. So now here, soya is the base of protein. That's why it's called the protein concept. That's where the base is. So when you read in YouTube videos, when you try to read somewhere, you find that there's same protein concentrate, energy concentrate. You may wonder, yes, they are much better, but still you can use these ones and get the results, okay, dear fellow farmers. So, and then mineral salts you can use like Primalic, Maclic Plus, those ones, even others which you know. And so that's for producing animals which are feeding the kids, or the kids which are being fed after weaning. The same applies. How do you feed? You give that total ration 2.5 to 3.5% of body weight. That's why we need weighing scales at our farms, dear fellow farmers. And again, now I'm going to talk about the maintenance of all. If you are maintaining just your animals, trying to maintain them, they are not in the breeding, so they are not feeding, you're just maintaining them to survive. Okay, so what you do is 65% roughage. You see, the other time it was 40%. Now we have increased by 25%. So what do we decrease on? It's the energy source, because now they are not so active. It's the back are not serving, the females are not feeding, they are not being steamed up. So now you reduce to 20%. The molasses, you leave it there to 8%. Then you also reduce the protein concentrate to 4%. Then you increase the mineral salts to 3%. That will make 100%. Sorry. So dear farmers, I hope you have seen that. We have said roughage, you go to 65%. For the producing animals, it was 40%. Now, for the maintenance, 65%. Then 40% energy. Now it goes to 20%. Then 8% molasses, it made the same. For the protein, it was 10%. Then we have decreased by 6 to 4%. Then for the mineral salt, we go to 3%, which shall make that total of that. So dear fellow farmers, I went, I saw, I learned. But accessing some of the concentrates and some of there, it wasn't possible. So I came back. I tried to figure out from what I learned, what can I use. As I always tell you, don't totally imitate someone. I've shared what I use. The changes are visible, but you have to balance between profitability and productivity. Okay, dear fellow farmers, it's going to balance between the two. I've shared what I know, but don't exactly copy that. If there's any other way which you can save, you can use yours. We share the ideas, and then you go back and see what works properly at your farm. Dear fellow farmers, our goats have totally changed. Trust me, those who saw the video with a miss, this is how they looked before. We have changed a lot. We are hit day and night, but it's only those who are persistent and consistent who will come out as winners. Love you so much, dear fellow farmers. I have shared all I've learned with you. Also can share in my comment section what I can add on, because I told you, let us work together this journey of farming together. Now here where you see they had started the change, you can look at the haircut. They had started to shed off all the old ones. They had started changing. This is after like 3 weeks to 4. They had started removing all that hard haircut. Thanks so much for following.